Good morning, traders. Welcome to the market color brought to you by Value Flow Trading Team. This is the market color for the 15th of December 2025. We're excited to have you all here. And during the period of this market color, we're going to be running you through our analysis on dollar index, Euro USD, GBP USD, gold against the dollar. We're also going to be looking at the yen basket, GBP JPY, and Euro JPY. These are the things we're going to be covering today. We're going to run through a top-down analysis and check out for fundamentals during this process. My name is CJ, and I'm going to be taking you through the first part of today's market corner, and we'll be heading right straight into it, starting off with our analysis on the dollar index. Now, looking at the dollar index on the monthly time frame, you'll see that dollar index looked to have found the support somewhere around 95,800 levels around here, and it's been trying to retrace since then. Overall, we analyze on the weekly and the daily time frame that the dollar index is on the downtrend. Since it got to this level here, it's been trying to find the support to retrace, probably maybe into this fair value gap here before selling down. So this is what our monthly time frame bias has been for a while now. But looking at it on the weekly time frame rather, you also notice that the dollar index seems to be shying away from that region which we highlighted earlier. It looks like it's trying to resume the sell back to the downside. And we also could confirm that by seeing when we saw that the dollar index struggled to break this high on the weekly time frame. So we might be just in for a resumption of the sell trend on the daily time frame. This is the things on the weekly time frame rather. We might be in for a resumption of the sell on the weekly time frame for the dollar index. We highlighted this last week. Now, moving into this week, we have also seen that the dollar index has already broken this level right here, and it could just be heading for a sell to the downside. So this led us to switching our bias to a sell-off on the dollar index. Looking at it from this angle, you would see that there are lots of diagonal liquidity residing all the way around here. So the dollar index might just be heading to clear them off before buying back again. So right now, we're expecting a sell-off on the dollar index. Also considering the fact that we are coming towards the end of the year, we might just be seeing this play out as the dollar index keeps falling to the downside. So looking at the 4-hour time frame, you'll also see from the 4-hour time frame that we are in for a sell. The 4-hour time frame has already shown us a sell structure to the downside. All right, so looking at what we are seeing right now, we might see a brief retracement on the 4-hour time frame before the sell-off. If this retracement is not enough, we might see something else because we are seeing that it's still far away from the 50% mark of this particular price point. So we might see the dollar index possibly trade into this level here before selling to the downside. So if this doesn't play out, then to just keep selling from here. But if you see any move to the upside, let's just be rest assured that the target is this level here, and then resumption to the downside. So my overall bias for the dollar index is a clear sell. So I'm expecting sell-offs on the dollar index. Now over to Euro USD, so we could look out for trades that would possibly be taking this week. Now let's get rid of the old charts. Okay, now looking at Euro USD starting off on the monthly time frame, you also notice that Euro USD has been on its way to the upside. We anticipated a deeper retracement, but then the price is having its way to the upside. So we expect that to just continue playing out, and then we'd see Euro USD buying back upwards. Looking at it on the weekly time frame as well, you see that it's making a way back to the upside. So everything for Euro USD is hinting at a buy. But right now on the 4-hour time frame, just like on the dollar index, we might be anticipating a retracement into this other block right here, and then a continuation afterwards. So if we see Euro USD selling off into this level here, let's not be too surprised and be rest assured that it is making a retracement into this level. So it's going to go about maybe 45 pips, which is quite easy. If 45 pips move to this downside, it's nothing for Euro USD to be done in maybe a day or two. So looking at this, while we're trying to buy Euro USD, if we see sales, let's just know that this is one of the primary targets for the sales. So overall, I'm looking for a buy on Euro USD from where price currently is. If not, I expect it to just bounce to this level back to the upside. Now, talking about where price currently is, you can see how the day started. The day started in a mixture of buys and sells during the Asian session. Price has covered the gap that it's created during the Asian session. Right now, it has busted the upside and returned back to the downside. You might see a buy setup from here, maybe. But if this doesn't play out, then we just wait for Euro USD to come all the way here. So right now, I'm expecting a buy setup for Euro USD here. If it doesn't play out, like I said, I'll just wait for it to come back here. And then I'll take a buy from somewhere around here. So I could look for a buy, maybe 20 pip stop around this level for Euro USD. And then look for where my 60 pips take profit is going to be, which is somewhere around this high. So this is one setup I might look out for if I don't see a buy setup from where price is. So my Euro USD part play for the day is to look for a buy setup from where price currently is. But if that doesn't happen, I'll wait for price to return here and I'll take my buy to the upside from here. All right, so this is what I'm looking out for on Euro USD. Now let's go to GBP USD. Now for GBP USD on the monthly time frame, just to refresh your mind on what we've analyzed on the monthly so far. On the monthly time frame, we're still looking forward to seeing if GBP USD is going to make a move to this level right here. If it doesn't, because it's going to create for us a solid box pattern. Once you see price here, we're entering with maximum positions from here to the upside, because this is a classic box pattern. But then looking at what it's doing, it's already in a buy trend, and we expect it to keep buying. Even though we expected it to trade all the way to a discount region, it didn't. So we're expecting the move to continue back to the upside. Now, if you look at Euro, GBP US is still on the weekly time frame. You'd also see that it created a retracement move, and then right now it's looking like it's resuming its bullish trend back to the upside. As you can see, volume is resuming back upwards, and then on the daily time frame as well, you'd also notice that it has started creating buy structures to the upside. Now let's look out for trades we are going to be taking today. Now, unlike Euro USD, you can see that GBP USD has returned back to this other block, even traded below it. You can also check this out. From here all the way to this level here, you see that it came to 50% region. That is why I'm expecting Euro USD to do same. Okay, so GBP USD came all the way here at this point right now, and then it traded back to this previous previous resistance level, which formed a breaker block here. So it returned to this breaker block and is buying back up. Okay, last week we expected it to trade to this level and do the same thing, but it didn't. It just came very close to it and then started buying, which is still good. So right now we're expecting a buy on GBP USD. So what I'm looking out for right now on GBP USD is a buy setup. You can see from the 1 hour time frame that it has not yet given us a clear move yet. So on the 15 minutes time frame as well, that's not giving a clear move here. So for GBP USD, I'm expecting a buy setup to play out. Once I see a buy setup on GBP USD, I'm going to be executing my buy. My analysis for GBP USD, my bias is a buy on GBP USD. My bias for Euro USD also is a buy. So I'm looking to take a buy on these two pairs for today. And I hope you all also have similar analysis as well. Okay, so this is what I'm looking out for on GBP USD. For the dollar index overall, I said we look to have resumed the sell trend. So for GBP USD and Euro USD, we're looking out for a buy. I hope this makes sense to you. Just so you know also that volumes have started reducing in the market. So we're expecting that as the year is winding down, volumes are going to reduce. So do not expect so much in such a short time on the pairs that you trade, because clearly what is moving the market seems to have been slowing down. So try to reduce your expectations so you can get out as quickly as possible with as much profits that you have within that time. All right. Okay, so we're going to go on a very short break, and when we return from this break, we're going to be analyzing gold against the dollar and then the yen pairs.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to the Follow Brought to you by the Value Trading Team. That was a great insightful analysis from CJ. So this morning we are going to be starting again with the precious metal, and from there we are straight to Japan to see what is going on the yen baskets, and we use that to interpret the other yen correlated here. All right, so let's sit back and the best of the market color this morning. All right, so if you look at the trading view right now for the precious metal on the weekly time frame, you're going to observe we are very much bullish all the way to the upside. However, we are still looking for more opportunity for price to retrace a little bit, which is towards the end of the year. And since we already have high of the year somewhere around this level, then prices are attempting to retest that particular level again and see if it's going to come down. Okay, so let's check on the daily time frame. What do we have playing for us on the daily time frame? Now, for the daily time frame, we've established the fact that we see some level of market structure shift somewhere around this level, of which overall, if you still look at it from the perspective, price has not really traced all the way into the discount level for us to stay high strong. But right now, we are still expecting to see any market structure shift around this particular zone, then we can really pull trigger and sell a little bit more to the downside. All right, and on the 4 hour perspective, what exactly do we have going on there? Last week Friday, saw how the market closes with this bearish candle, and at the open of the market today, we see how price has retraced all the way back up, which I'm going to suggest we use the lower time frame from 15 minutes and the likes to check where exactly market is right now and what we can do with that. So on the 1 hour time frame, we've not really seen a market structure shift. Right? So wait to shift. But look at the 1 frame like 15 minutes, observe that price this on Friday we saw a of market shift somewhere here. So I'm of the opinion that when I pull back all the way here to this shoulder level, which is this particular point, and we need to look for ourselves. But since then, price has not really, after the Asian price took out the Asian high, and price has not really given the confirmation for itself. So what I'm still waiting for is for us to see a clean and clear confirmation for the sell, of which right now is looking more like it is for me because of this particular candlestick pattern that we see here. So I think we should check more on the 5-minute perspective to look if we have any entry there, then we can easily follow through all the way to the upside again for the structure. Okay, so let's quickly look at it on the lower time frame to see what exactly do we have going on the market, in the market right now. Now, on the 5-minute time frame, you are going to observe that price is still very much within that zone where we are still expecting it to get to, so which is around this shoulder level, and where exactly it is that we are here. So on the 5-minute time frame, we've not really seen a clear market shift, but if we look at it from the 15-minute perspective, that is going to be more like a low probability trade if you want to take it from the 15-minute time frame. All right, so if you look at it from the 15-minute time frame, you want to look at taking your trade from the 15-minute time frame perspective. Okay, so that is it on the 15-minute time frame, which is at the close of this particular candle here. All right, so at the close of this particular candle here, we look for opportunity to short all the way to the downside, and that is it right now. So this is more of a low probability trade, although we are still expecting to see a very clean and clear market shift on 1 hour time frame. But if you want to take it on 15 minutes, yes, you may want to look at executing with stop loss just above this level, which is going to be having something of this nature right now with our stop loss just above this high. Okay, so that is going to be it, and we are targeting the low of today or that of Friday, right? The low of the Asian low or that of today. So this is going to be it. But if you do your 1:2, you may want to, 1:2 or 1:3, you may want to take partial profits and then leave the rest to run into the low of Friday. Okay, so that is that for the precious metal. Let's quickly get to Japan to see what is going on the yen basket. If you look at the yen basket, just as it said, that price has really, pulled all the way back into the weekly POI, which is this weekly order block. But on Friday, we did not really see. We see price just tap that particular level sometimes last week. If you look at it, just tap it, but did not really trade into it proper. Last week, Tuesday, we saw how that price came and tapped into that level. This is it. Just a little, but did not really enter. So I'm still of the opinion this week we may still see price retrace properly into that region. Then we now see this, we see the resumption proper all the way to the upside. But back to the weekly time frame, I want to call our attention to something on the weekly time frame. If you look at the weekly time frame of the yen basket right now, we are seeing price not taking out the low of last year, which is that low of July 2024. Instead, we see how the price is reacting around this region. And all things being equal, we expect that when price trade properly into this weekly order block, we should see proper push all the way back to the upside. All right. So if you go to the 4-hour perspective, you can see price just tap that level a little bit here, somewhere around this place, a little, and begin to push to the upside. But we've not seen a clear market sort of shift for the yen basket right now. So that is why I'm still of the opinion we are still most likely going to see it sell a little bit properly into the weekly reference point, which is the order block. Now, if we use this to interpret pairs like GBP, JPY, you are going to observe that on the weekly perspective on GBP, JPY, it already took out the high, and that is telling us there is a divergence somewhere. All right, so it already took out the yearly high that is here. Price already took it out and created a new one sometimes last week. So I'm of the opinion that we are going to see immediately we see price trade into the weekly POI of the yen basket, then we are going to see the massive sell-off on the GBP, JPY from the end of this year into next year. All right, so if you look at it from the daily perspective also, you are going to see that we've not really seen a market structure shift for the sell of GBP, JPY yet. So that is still telling us that our expectation on the yen basket is still very much possible, and price is still most likely going to trade into that weekly PO high. All right, on the 4-hour, on the other hand, if you are going to look at it very well, you are going to see the price is currently on a flip zone and is trying to react all the way back to the upside. So that is going to tell us what we are going to do on the lower time frame, starting from the 1-hour perspective. On the 1-hour perspective, we've not really seen a market structure shift. Yes, this is still more like a consolidation. So I will advise we check from the 15 minutes. Yes, 15 minutes, we've seen a shift to the downside all the way to the downside, but I'm still of the opinion that price is most likely going to push a little bit more to the upside, just the way it's doing now. So this particular buy happening now, what should we look out for in it? Just go to your 5-minute time frame. If you look at it very well, do we have any shift right now? Looking at what we have here, on 5-minute time frame, I won't want us to force any trade. However, there is high probability if price pull back all the way to take out this particular low here, then we may likely see it start buying all the way back to the upside, right? This is what I'm seeing for GBP, JPY. Price is most likely going to start buying back to the upside if it pull back all the way to this region on this 5-minute time frame. And this other block also, but just wait and let's see what becomes of price, and that is less than 20 pips SL. Just do that and target your 1:2 or 1:3 mid-Asian level or so is all we want to see play out. But right now, I'm of the opinion that because the yen basket has not really traded into its POI, there's high probability we still see GBP still buy a little bit more further to the upside. So that is why I'm looking out for this buy if that is going to play out. All right. And lastly, for Euro JPY, if you look at it also from that weekly perspective, we are going to observe that Euro JPY already took out its own high a long time ago, all the way to the upside. So all we are waiting for is the yen basket should trade into its weekly POI, then we can begin to follow through to the downside. And look at what we have on Euro JPY here, all this consolidation and price broke through to the upside. What exactly should we now begin to look out for? From the 1 hour perspective, compared to what we saw on GBP JPY, Euro JPY has not broken its low structure at all. It's still within the range. So this is looking more like a very strong support for Euro JPY. So come to your lower time frame to see what price should do. Sometimes last week we were looking to buy when price get to this particular zone, and it gave us our entry signature for Euro JPY. But as you can see, just a few minutes ago, price took out this liquidity, this low, and then began to move all the way to the upside. It even gave more like an entry signature, which is this pattern that we have here. And if you look at it from the 5-minute perspective, what do we have going forward there? So for the 5 minutes, I'm still of the opinion that price is also most likely going just the way we saw it on GBP JPY. There is high probability we see the same thing play out here too on Euro JPY. So we are most likely going to see this like price coming all the way to this level and then retrace back up again. So this is what I'm looking out for on Euro JPY and also for GBP JPY. All right. So that is going to be it for us moving forward for the yen correlated pair with our stop loss just less than 15 pips. Euro JPY, and you are targeting your 1:3 or 1:4. So our target is going to be around the mid-Asian level, which is this point here. All right, so that is that for Euro JPY. I know fully well that they are all low probability trades. So when price get there, just wait to see your entry signature, which is the bullish engulfing, just the way you see it here, just the way you see it happen here. See the same thing print out here, and you can easily follow through to the upside for Euro JPY and also for GBP JPY. So those are the outlook we have for this trade, and at the same time for the precious metal too, that looking forward to price giving us those entry, all right, for the precious metal too. All right, so that is it for today on every of the pairs. To meet again, for if there's any question, you can just type in the chat box if there's any, and if there is none, then to meet again for the New York recap. This is going to be our analysis. Make sure you trade using your proper risk management strategy, and also be mindful of the fact that liquidity is gradually drying up in the market. So that is one of the reasons why we are looking for entry on lower time frame, so that we can just grab some little things. Normally this month you ought to just lock up your chart and just enjoy all you made since January till now. But because you just want to start in and out, so you just do your analysis on your lower time frame and follow through that way. All right, if there's no further question, this is going to be the end of the market call brought to you by the Value Club Trading Team. So meet again by 2 p.m. for the New York recap. Make sure you trade cautiously and use your proper risk management strategy. Once again, I'm Lee from Cheers and God.